Oh my God, we're here.
Can I play with the laugh track?
That's not the laugh button. Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Guys, this is going to be a very interesting podcast. We're live from the bunker.
Yeah.
The Lee household.
Yeah.
It's day what of quarantine?
26?
It's been a while.
25?
It feels like it's been 3 years.
I know.
But I love it.
We never fucking leave the house anyway.
No, I fucking love it. Like people are like going crazy, but you and I are just, this is our life.
Yeah.
This is not really different for us.
Nothing's different.
Nothing has changed. Like, it's actually just our life. And the only thing that's different is I'm not leaving the house to go do my podcast. That's literally the only thing I've ever left the house for.
Yeah. See, shit got even better.
So now I just do it here. I know it's kind of jerry-rigged, but you know, you guys said you really liked the episode last week. I got a better light this week so you can see us better. I had you guys write in and tell me your worst first story, so we're just going to jump right in. I got so many worst first. This might be a really long episode. My husband's here doing the sound effects and giving us secondhand smoke poisoning, which is great.
Fuck, I wish I had some drum beats on here. That is so gay.
Well, in a cool way. Crickets. All right, you can use those after after I read. Okay,
wait. Let me see what they are. Oh, that's the little.
That's the twinkly fairy one.
Crickets. Okay.
Oh, there's a drum beat.
Ba-dum-bum.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, that's after a shitty story.
Yep.
Suspicious.
Scary.
Okay, all right. So we're going to get started. The first story, and you guys, these stories are so funny. I'm so sorry. Already? I'm so sorry these things have happened to you. Okay. This first story comes from divine_matter. How does that stop? Okay. This first story comes from divine_matter on Instagram. Okay, ready? She says, worst first, I lost my virginity for only 60 seconds, but it felt like an eternity. Not because he came, but because I was on top of him in the passenger seat of a Mazda Miata.
That he had a Mazda Miata?
Yes, and she was on top of him in the passenger seat.
That's really cute. Do they make those in men's sizes?
Tommy hates Mazda Miatas.
My friend had one. I was like, dude, that is so weak.
It's so weak. She goes, if anyone has been in a Miata, they would know that it's a damn magic trick that we were able to even have sex in that thing. You know, like fitting your body into a small cube. Except this was two bodies, a hard one and a little slippery. Pretty sure I was going to die in that moment. That I was stuck on top of him like a Chinese finger trap. We had to open his door to get off of each other. This was all happening in a community center parking lot. The absolute worst. And that was her losing her virginity in a Mazda Miata.
Poor thing.
Where'd you lose your virginity?
On the floor of a garage.
On the floor of a garage?
Yeah. It was on carpet, though.
Whose garage?
My parents.
Where were they?
They're gone.
Where?
Doesn't matter. We're talking about this person.
I know, but...
First of all, First of all, this girl needs to check herself because why would she fuck a guy with a Mazda Miata in the first place?
And lose her virginity to him.
Like in the first place, what made her go, oh, I gotta fuck this guy?
Definitely not the Mazda Miata. Maybe like... I don't know. I can't talk. I lost my virginity to a heroin addict, so I can't talk. That's embarrassing. Okay, next story. Ready? Okay, she says, okay, all right, hang on. Oh my God. This was my first worst job. This is from Chiba-chan on Instagram. She goes, this was my first worst job. I got a job as a dishwasher at a country club, and I did way more than wash dishes. Some bathrooms near the tennis court were clogged up, and there was shit everywhere, and toilet water everywhere. And guess who showed up early to work that day and was put on cleaning duty? She said they had me scrubbing and mopping shit off the floors with bleach in closed off, hot ass bathrooms. You can imagine the smell. I was supposed to just be washing dishes, but instead I was washing off shit. Oh my God. They added an extra $8 for my inconvenience. Not worth it. Hey, we got a fucking explosive diarrhea aisle number 7. We're gonna give you like $7 to clean all that up.
I'd like to know what you would do for $18.
I know, for $8, I'd be like, go fuck yourself.
For
I'd be
16.
so out of there. Isn't that like illegal to clean? Like that's like hazmat shit. And if there's diarrhea on the walls,
Ew.
that's not safe. Like you can get E. coli. And the door was closed. She said it was a hot ass bathroom. There was shit everywhere. And the door was closed. So you just had to breathe it in. The hot shit smell.
Ooh.
That's fucking nasty.
Not your hot yoga session.
Yeah,
that she
no.
was probably hoping for.
Okay, and I haven't read some of these, so some of these we're going to be reading together. This one's really, really, really long, so maybe we'll skip it and come back to it. Okay, this is oh my god. Oh my god, ready? A worse first. When I was living abroad. This is from Tristan. A worse first when I was living abroad. I got approached by a sexy Middle Eastern man. Yup, you know the kind. Rico Suave with that sweet accent. Muscles, tan, the whole bit. Shows me some naked pics. So I was like, oh my God, this guy is amazing. Super hot. I invited him over to my apartment that was not too far away. We end up having sex, yada, yada, yada. And then bam, 100 euros later, I realized I just hooked up with an escort. Not what I was expecting.
Whoa, dude.
Wait, so that doesn't really make sense. So like they had sex and then the guy was like, can I have $100?
I guess so, if you didn't know about it.
It's a guy, Tristan. And he had sex with another guy, so I'm guessing he's gay. And he said that later they ended up charging him $100 after they had sex.
He got fucked twice.
Right? What would you do if you like met a really hot girl and she came up to you and she was super hot and then showed you naked pictures of her and then you guys hooked up and then she was like, that'll be $100?
What would I do?
Yeah, would you give him the $100?
No.
What would you say?
I've never paid for it in my life.
I know, but what would you do if someone did that to you? You'd be like, aren't they supposed to tell you ahead of time? Like, I'm an escort. They can't just spring that on you after.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
I think maybe this dude just figured out, like, I could, I would have done it for free, but maybe I can just get an extra $100 out of this trip.
Oh my God. Okay, here's another one from Pippin's Pipes. Nina! Worse first. When I was 16 years old, I was getting my dick sucked for one of the first times in my life. I was in high school and it was with my high school girlfriend. We had it going on for a few minutes. Things were hot and heavy. And then all of a sudden, a split second later, I hear this weird noise. Then I start to smell something strange. I look down at my dick and my high school girlfriend puked all over my dick. Okay, I've done that before. It's kind of gross.
Oh.
But I mean, if you shove their head down too far, you get your gag. I mean, you would never be able to suck dick.
There's no way. I can barely take aspirin.
Tommy cannot even swallow pills or brush his tongue. Like he throws up. Like if you put something like too far back in his throat, like not even like that far back.
No, a pill.
Yeah, you can't even take like baby pills.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Have you always been like that?
Cocksucker ever.
You could never suck dick.
There's not a chance.
So I don't really have to worry about it.
I could just lick it like a lollipop, like a motherfucker, but no sucking.
That doesn't do anything.
Or I could just put the head in, maybe.
Ew, I don't want to think about you sucking dick. Ew. That is the last thing I want to think about. Did you ever have a girl throw up on your dick?
Not like vomit, but gag, like, when you think, oh fuck, are they throwing up?
But they didn't throw up.
No, but not
actual puke.
Throw up. Yeah, like puke.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Here's the next one. Hi, Brittany. This is from Ella Crawford on Instagram. Hi, Brittany. I actually have a worse first story to tell you. It may not be completely the worst, but it's something that's bad. So I was in 6th grade and it was time for recess. And at my school, we had a playground that was pretty open with a lot of grass space. So my friends and I are walking around in the grass when all of a sudden we smelled something that smelled like poop. We all checked our shoes, and then I heard my friend say, "There's dog poop on your shoe." When I looked closely, boy, was there sure a lot of dog poop. So I went over to the teacher that was outside looking for the kids. I told her I had dog poop on my shoe, and then the next thing you know, recess was over. So all the kids were in lines by the door waiting to go back inside. When the teacher had to pull me aside, scrape the dog poop off my shoe.
Teacher scraped it?
Yeah. Scraped the dog poop off my shoe with a piece of mulch in front of the entire 6th grade. Then when we went back to class, the kid sitting next to me yelled, "That's the girl who smells like dog poop," and the whole class laughed. That's not really that bad. I thought, yeah, that one was kind of lame. I thought that, like, if you shit yourself, that would be much worse. Like, everyone smelled dog poop, and then I realized I shit myself. Like, that's terrible.
Yeah.
You've shit yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've shit myself too.
Yeah.
I was playing soccer one time. I used to play soccer when I was younger, and my dad would take me, and afterwards it was like our ritual that I would go get Wendy's or Burger King because I loved that, and I could eat like that, tons of that when I was younger and I was working out. But after running, your metabolism's running like really high, right? So my dad picks me up and we get Wendy's, and I'm like munching it down in the car, and all of a sudden my stomach's like, and I'm like, oh my God. And it just came out. I just shit myself. Like, I just shit all over my Umbro shorts.
Ew.
It was horrible. Like, my dad was like, "You couldn't fucking hold it." And I'm like, "No, dude. Like, my metabolism was like a hummingbird. It just went right through me like liquid. Like, as soon as I ate it, it came right back out. All diarrhea in my pants. And that's why I don't play soccer anymore. That's why I stopped working out, because I don't want to shit myself anymore. Okay, let's see.
No, you stopped working out because you're lazy.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, hopefully this makes it onto your episode. This is from Isabel on Instagram. She says, "Hey, hopefully this makes it onto your worst first episode. This is an absolute worst first. It was my very first high school relationship, and we actually lasted almost 2 years. But about a month in, we went to a concert, and we went to a makeout spot in town, and we're getting it on. Anyway, I end up giving him a blowjob, and as soon as he finished, the words out of his mouth were, 'I love you.' I was so stunned, so I said it back, but we'd only been dating maybe 3 weeks, so neither of us could have meant that. So that could be why our relationship turned out so shitty. Anyway, that was my worst first."
What?
How is a guy telling you that he loves you your worst first?
After you gave him a blowjob, he obviously loved it.
Yeah. That's not a worst first, guys. Come on.
What is that? Hold on. Do we have an effect for that?
Yeah, that's a bummer. That's not very good. That doesn't work either. That whatever that is.
No.
That just doesn't make sense. If someone told me they'd love me, I would literally be fine with that. That wouldn't be a worst. That would be like amazing.
Yeah, good job, Annabelle.
Yeah. It's Isabel, her name was. That wasn't that great. Okay. This one is from Miss May Riley. And she said, "This is a really long one, so be prepared." Girl, I got one for you. I met this guy at my job back when I was waiting tables. I usually never exchange numbers with customers who came in, but whatever. We texted for a few days, and he asked me if I'd want to go get a drink with him soon. He seemed pretty chill, so I was down. Since he knew where I worked, we figured he'd pick me up after one of my shifts, and we'd go out. So it's Wednesday night. I just finished my shift. I got changed and everything at my job, and he picks me up. Now, he didn't tell me to wear anything special, and I'm figuring it's 11 p.m. on a Wednesday. We're just going to go down the street or something for a few drinks. There's like a shit ton of restaurants and bars in that area. But homeboy starts heading to Philadelphia. I live in New Jersey, so it's across the bridge. I'm thinking, okay, so it's going to be a city night. Not as low-key as I expected, but whatever. Now, I should mention that during this car ride to the city, he was blasting explicit music. And no, I'm not being a Karen, just trust me, it was super extra. And drinking a super strong alcoholic beverage while he was driving, literally vodka with fruit punch or something, out of a plastic cup. Wow, babe, was this you?
That's my guy right there.
Dad. Oh my God. He dropped his phone in the drink at one point and had to drive it out while driving. And had to grab it out while driving and wipe it off. It was just a mess. During the ride, he also revealed to me that Rihanna was his dream girl. He talked about how in love with her he was, and about 10 minutes in, no exaggeration, showed me a full portrait style tattoo he had of Rihanna on his arm. I mean, whatever floats your boat, dude. So we pull up to the bar, but this isn't a bar. This is a whole ratchet ass nightclub. Just for some reference, this place is now closed down, but it has like a 0.5 star on Yelp and was literally the most disgusting place on earth. Let's see. No one goes there. It was like...
So what's the worst about this?
So this is getting bad. I mean, he had the Rihanna tattoo and said he was obsessed with Rihanna. That's kind of creepy. And he drove her all the way to Philly from New Jersey. Okay, we're getting there. So he goes... we get to the door. It's a $20 cover charge per person, as if it's a Vegas club or some shit. I was hoping he wouldn't pay, but he did for both of us, and we go in. When I tell you this place is packed and it's loud as fuck, it's fucking packed. It's a dance floor surrounded by tables that you have to reserve, and if you don't like it, you can sit at the bar, which has like 11 seats.
Is this fucking Jersey?
It's Jersey.
Oh, boy.
There were no tables and no seats at the bar, and at this point, I'm not getting on the dance floor. By the way, literally from the second we got into this place, he was like, girl, I want to see you dance. I'm like, dude, we just met and I'm wearing jeans and sandals and I'm stone cold sober. Not going to happen. And I don't like nightclubs. All the girls there were super dressed up. I was out of place. So we're standing there in the corner yelling to each other trying to talk, but barely hear each other.
After Rihanna walks in.
After about 30 minutes of me trying to keep it together, I go to the bathroom and call my best friend and tell her to hit me up. Crying, same shit you did in your podcast, and she does. It was loud as fuck in there, so besides her calling me crying, she texted me too and was like, come get me, I'm at this bar, just to get me out of this date. So I told the guy I gotta go. I said, I'm so sorry. I offered to reimburse him for the cover charge and being super nice. I was just like, here, have fun, just stay there. And he's like, no, I'll take you back, don't worry, which is also really nice, but kind of stupid. So I accept him to take me back. Now on the drive back, do I learn that the dude got out of federal prison a month ago. He was there for 5 years. And listen, I'm not judging anyone going to prison. Every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. Oh, that's kind of cool. But we didn't discuss what he went for, and it was so weird that he just gotten out. He was also driving like a really nice car. It was strange. 5 years.
You mean stole.
Exactly. 5 years is a long time to be away from the real world, you know? It was awkward, and he brought it up, yet wouldn't tell me what he went for. So we get to the bar in New Jersey that my friend is at, and he comes in with me. Oh, no. Dude, I thought he was really about to open the car door, get out, and say goodbye, but he really followed me in and sits with me and my friend. We immediately went outside for me to fake comfort her, and she fake cried while we talked about this fake boyfriend she broke up with just to try to get this guy to go away. Then we went back in, and the dude ordered wings. It's like,
He's hanging out.
He's just fucking chilling. She's like, he did not stop complaining about the wings, the bar, the people, the music, everything the whole time. Like everyone else was fine there. A bunch of our friends were there having fun. I had no idea why he wouldn't just leave. It was so awkward. It's super late at this point. The bars in New Jersey are doing last call at 1:30, and he offered to drive me back to my car, parked at my job, which is literally a 5-minute drive back. So I took it. When we got there, he asked to take pictures of me and him. I thought that was really strange, but I obliged to take one selfie with him. I was confused by the whole situation. Literally drained. Never saw him again, but didn't ghost him. Let it down nicely. Dating at 22 was the worst. That's the end. Okay, but like we don't find out what he went to prison for. We don't find out. You guys got to give me more details.
Story
on your
incomplete.
Stories. Okay, I'm reading these for the first time with a lot of you, so I don't know if that's like a problem. Also, I don't know why I'm not really getting internet service up here to read all the stories.
Huh.
I don't know what's happening.
Should be getting it.
I should be getting it,
There's a
but it's
repeater
like
right downstairs.
I know, it's like not happening. What's going on, babe? Okay. This girl.
Yeah, we got one.
Okay, we got one. This was in my DMs. Devin 630. Worst first sex with a dude that I liked. I was talking to a guy online for a few weeks.
Is Devin a dude?
Devin's a girl.
Okay.
Okay. She says, this is the worst first sex I had with a dude that I liked. I was talking to a guy online for a few weeks while I was visiting my parents for Christmas this December. When I got back to my home in Atlanta, we went out for dinner and drinks. And more drinks, and more drinks, and more drinks.
Yeah.
We ended up back at his house and hooked up. Mid-sex, he pulls out a little too far and ends up going back in the wrong hole. He was rather large, and I was immediately crying in pain. I was drunk sobbing in this dude's bed in pain. After a few minutes, I composed myself, and I said, okay, we can try it again. At this point, he's kind of soft, so I go down on him to pep him up orally, and then I realize I put my hand in something hard and warm. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Well, when his dick accidentally went in my ass, some of the shit came out when he pulled it out. We turn on the bed, and there's shit all over his white sheets and down comforter. Needless to say, he never talked to me again.
Oh,
you girls, like, literally, I know it wasn't her fault. That was accidental.
Didn't you have one last
someone
week
was
that
like
had
this.
poopies all over
Second
the
thing
place?
that happened, that this girl was having sex with a guy last week on the podcast and said, I was having sex with this guy, and then that guy Venmo'd her.
Yeah.
He Venmo'd her to clean for that, for those clean sheets.
The poop extravaganza.
Isn't that so crazy? Okay. This is from Red Metal Barbie. Her worst first. She says, okay, but on a side note, like, don't get fucked in the ass if you just ate something or like didn't have a colonic.
Yeah.
Like, make sure the fucking the what's it called? Like when the cartridge is empty. Make sure the cartridge is empty. There's no rounds in the cartridge.
Yeah.
You don't want to be walking in there with a loaded gun.
No fires in the hole.
No fires in the hole, aka a fucking ready to burst butthole.
Dude.
Isn't that crazy?
Okay, first of all, I have a problem. Anybody who puts metal and Barbie in their name.
Why?
What? Exactly. Why?
She's probably hot and likes metal.
Barbie and metal?
Maybe she likes metal and she's like a fucked up hot Barbie. No? You're judging?
I'm not judging.
It's not your vibe.
I can picture this person.
I know you don't like girls who are girly. You don't like Barbie girls. Well, you kind of do.
No, it's not that. It's just, what's her name?
It's Red Metal Barbie.
Red Metal Barbie. Okay, her name's nowhere in sight. Okay, she's going fully incognito here.
Red Metal Barbie. She's
going SR-71.
I think, okay, let's hear
under the radar.
Let's hear her story.
Yeah.
She says, worst first. When I lost my virginity at 17 years old, I was so terrified because my mom had always told me growing up premarital sex was a sin, and that if I had premarital sex, that the Holy Trinity would
You'd die.
The Holy Trinity would be in the room with me.
Wow.
Okay, that's some Catholic guilt right there. My parents would do that shit too. Like, I used to masturbate when I was really young, and then I would get like really upset because I'd be like, oh, God's watching. You know, like, and then I think about all my dead grandparents and shit in the room watching me masturbate, and then I get really, really upset.
Ew.
Do you think our family members can see us?
You mean dead family members? I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, they're dead.
But what if, like, there's another realm and they can watch everything we're doing? Like, what if you find out when we die that there's another fucking realm and they could basically just be walking around interacting with us, but we can't see them?
I don't think that's going to happen.
You don't think so?
No.
What do you think?
I think when you're dead, you're dead.
That's it?
Yeah.
Blackness?
You're gone.
Nothing?
Yeah.
No spirit world?
No.
So what does that make you, an atheist?
You're dead. No. Just don't happen to believe in the afterlife.
You don't think there's an afterlife?
I don't think there's anything. I think when you're dead, you're done.
You don't think there's a God?
It's like,
nobody's home.
bye-bye.
Yeah.
Ah.
But, like, then where do you think we came from? Then where do you think we came from? Where did we come from as people if there's nothing out there? You think we just evolved? Answer me.
We came from an egg.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
No.
Nothing.
No.
So you don't believe? You told me before that you're spiritual.
Well, I am.
So how are you spiritual if you believe that nothing happens after we die?
No, after death, you're done.
So then how is that spiritual?
That's what?
Because spiritual, I mean, you believe that there was
not spiritual.
but you believe that there was something, like whether it be like not God, but maybe just something.
Yes.
You don't believe in any of that?
But I think when you're dead, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's over.
Do you believe in?
You're not. Everything revolves around energy, and if you are no longer there and energy, there is nothing left.
But you can't. You know you can't destroy energy. That's like physics. You can't destroy energy. Energy can't be destroyed. It just changes form.
When you're dead, there is no energy.
But we are made of energy.
Yes, while we're living.
But then the energy can't go away. It just changes form.
Okay, doctor.
We get divorced. Tommy said that there's no spirit world, so.
Did I bring? Oh, I did. Good.
Oh, no. Light him up, Papa.
Let's go.
Oh, my God. Let's pray to God we don't get the COVID. You'll be done. These fucking lungs. It's supposed to be really.
You can't kill what's already dead. Thank you.
Oh, my God. Okay, all right. Friggin' Marilyn Manson over here. All right. This is from Red Metal Barbie, who's making us get into deep thought. She said, we were on the story. She said, I was terrified because my mom told me that growing up, if we had premarital sex, it was a sin and that the Holy Trinity would be in the room with me. So when I had sex for the first time in a best budget suites Roach Motel, yikes. Nina, I can't pet you right now. I panicked. As soon as he got on top of me and got his dick in, I freaked out and locked my legs so that he couldn't move. And little did I know that it would make him go in deeper. Well, he was a virgin too, and that little maneuver ended up making him blow his load. And when we got done, all I kept thinking is, oh my God, now Jesus knows what my vagina looks like.
How could he know what your vagina looks like if you close your legs really tight?
I mean,
I don't get it.
I mean, he was in the room.
Jesus never saw it. Don't worry.
I wonder why Jesus makes people's vaginas look different.
What?
I wonder why. Like, everyone has different kinds of vaginas. It's kind of weird.
Why are you soloing it out to just vaginas? Everything is different.
That's true.
Fingernails.
But I mean, it's kind of crazy, like the different types of vaginas there are. If you think about it, like you'd think kind of like a vagina is like a, like I feel like for the most part, dicks are pretty similar, other than size and color. Like the way they look for the most part are pretty, like it's a dick, you know?
Not really.
No? I mean, I guess like if you're not circumcised, that shit looks crazy.
Well, yeah, there's that. And
that's weird.
Some people have a little fucking French curve that goes to the right, and some of them go this way, and
yeah, I guess you're right.
Some people have like little tiny balls. Other people have long ass fucking balls with like plums in a sock.
Oh like, God, I dated a guy like that.
They're all different.
That's true.
It's a little different.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, you're right. But I just feel like the variation of vagina, like vaginas can look like a whole different species. You know what I mean? I've seen some vaginas where I was like, is that even a vagina? Like, what is that? You know what I mean?
I don't know. To me, vaginas are even more similar. Like it's either a slit or beef curtains.
There's no in between.
It's not. There's not a bunch of variances like in a penis because there's more sticking out to go like, oh, that's different. Well, that's weird. Look at that. And there are balls and shit. With a vagina, it's like everything's on the inside.
That's kind of true.
Right? So that's even more like, oh, you've seen one, you kind of seen them all. Except yours.
I mean, I just feel like some of my girlfriends that I've seen, I'm like, some of them are like the front. When you see them in the front, they look like two little nice fresh Hawaiian rolls, you know, stuck together, and there's nothing hanging or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then some girls have like their clitoris like is so pronounced in the front, you know, and it looks totally different than the Hawaiian Rolls vagina. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of crazy, all the different variations of pussy and I guess dick that there are in the world. But it is what it is. All right, this is from Caitlin TRC on Instagram. She says, this is my worst first time having sex with a guy in high school. He was a virgin, and it was our first time hanging out. I guess I wanted to take his virginity. I don't know. Anyways, we're having sex, and I look up, and he's smiling at me ear to ear. I ask him, what's so funny? He said, nothing. And then I asked, well, what are you smiling at? And he said, I'm just excited, okay? And I don't know what to do when I get off. And he pulled out and came on himself. As he was doing that, my dad walked in the room and caught us right when he was coming on himself. Talk about a worse first.
Whoa.
I would kill myself.
Dude.
I would literally commit suicide.
Yeah.
Your dad walking
Your girl
in the
and
room.
your dad walks in.
Oh my God. And as the guy is coming on his stomach, that sucks.
Like, and dad's about to fucking kill him.
And it's just so embarrassing. Like, your dad can never look at you the same again.
No.
Like, you went from being daddy's little girl to being like daddy's little slut.
Oh, man.
I feel like one time when I was masturbating when I was younger, I used to like hump the shit out of my pillow. I remember hearing my door open in my room. And then I just heard it close softly. And I was like, oh my God, my dad just walked in on me humping my pillow. But we never talked about it.
Probably
Did your parents ever walk in on you masturbating?
Mm-mm.
Nothing? Your mom or anything?
No.
Now, I wonder like what moms do, because I feel like moms have to be so used to this, is like their kids having sticky sheets, because like, you know, these motherfuckers are jerking off in socks and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you know they got to find that shit in the laundry. They go like, whoa, hey.
Yeah, they find that. And so you're like...
But they don't ever talk about it.
They don't ever say anything to you like, hey, bro, can you chill out on the fucking cornstarch upstairs? Like, this shit's getting crazy. Like, why does this pillow feel like a fucking rock?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because you guys would jerk off in socks and stuff.
Right.
What age did you guys start masturbating? Like 7, 6, 8?
I can't remember.
I don't know. That's why I don't ever...
Whenever it started feeling good.
Like, I can't imagine, like, when you would do your boys' laundry, would you find crunchy laundry?
I didn't do the laundry.
Oh, yeah, you a fucking slave. I forgot.
A what?
A slave.
Yeah,
A house slave. I'm just kidding. The housekeepers probably found it and were like, oh, boy, it's that time.
Yeah.
Ew, I would not be able to handle that as a mother. I'd be like, this is disturbing. I can't. Okay, this is from Tainted Manson 15. Hey, Brittany, let me start off by saying that I absolutely love you and everything you stand for. I've been a big fan ever since you came out on Vine. Thank you. That's very nice of you. Well, that's really sweet. Long story short, I met this guy on a dating app and I was so excited to meet him because I'd recently got out of an abusive relationship. We would text and FaceTime each other for weeks until he finally invited me over to his apartment. He wasn't a catfish, surprise, surprise. We started talking for hours and then we kissed. One thing led to another, and sooner than later, we had sex. The relationship was great. I really liked the guy. Well, long story short, his wife ends up coming home one day and finds us hooking up. And she completely loses her shit and starts yelling at him. And then all of a sudden, a baby starts crying from another room.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I quickly grabbed my bag and my clothes and got the hell out of there, drove away as fast as I could. I can't believe I just hooked up with a married man who had a child. I've never used an online dating service since. Holy fuck. Can you imagine? And she was like going over his house and fucking him and hanging out with him. And then the baby was in the room sleeping. And then the wife came home. Wow. That's a gnarly one.
That one is good. That one is worst.
That's a worst. The wife oh, the poor wife. I feel so bad. That's horrible. Some guys are shitty.
She's lucky she got out of there alive. Could have been some crazy bitch wife just like all of a sudden.
I know, she has a gun, right? It's in Texas. She just fucking blows her brains out.
Right?
Dude, because as a girl, like, it's kind of weird. I feel like girls should get mad at their partner, but sometimes they get mad at the girl instead. Because
she's used to the dude doing that shit.
Yeah, sometimes the girl, like, I don't know. I would get mad at the guy, but I guess I'd also kind of be mad at the girl. I don't know. It just depends. That's a crazy one. Thanks for sharing. Okay, we're actually going to take a really quick break, guys, and we will be right back on this episode of Worst First. Okay. We're back. Whoa, I have like a real sound producer in the studio over here.
Fucking pro and shit.
My husband, I love you so much, honey.
I love you too.
Honey, I love you like crazy. Okay.
No, I love you too.
You're my best friend.
Yeah.
I know people talk shit on our relationship, but I don't care.
They can suck it till it pukes.
Okay. I love you. Okay, next one is from Sarah Leanne 1234. Whoops, sounds like a fake name, but this is a short one. She says, "This was my worst first online date. I met a guy at a bar with all my friends, and we went back to my friend's house to do mushrooms. We all ended up wearing giant weird hats and dancing in the middle of the street. It was the first snowfall of the year." That's the story. That's it. Guys, come on. That is not good, okay?
Dude,
like,
that sucks.
That sucks.
What was that?
Guys, I need you to bring it better with the
Sarah,
stories. Okay.
1234 or Samantha, what was it?
She's like, that was the worst. We ended up doing mushrooms and dancing in the snow. What a bummer. That sounds amazing. If I ever did mushrooms, I'd probably fucking jump off a bridge.
Wow.
Did you do mushrooms before?
Oh, hell yeah.
Are they fun?
They can be, but they can also be weird.
Oh.
You know.
I don't know if I'd be able to handle mushrooms. I think I'd have a panic attack.
No, you would.
Okay,
You'd
cool.
freak out.
See, my husband knows I have panic attacks.
Yeah, you'd freak out.
Okay.
Nina, get the fuck out of here.
This is from Lauren. This is from Lauren Hope. This is my worst first sharding experience.
Ooh.
Love a good sharding story. Yeah. So Lauren says, my best friend and I decided to go downtown to this hot college guy's party and at his apartment. Mind you, there was only one bathroom in the apartment, which was located in the living room where everyone was partying and hanging out, with a door that didn't properly close all the way. It was summertime and I was wearing a cute red top with my brand new True Religion jeans. Oh my God, remember when those were so big?
Yeah.
Well, at some point in the night, I realized that I needed to shit. So I decided that, so she goes, so at one point I realized I needed to shit. I had a serious phobia of shitting at a guy's house. So I convinced my friend to drive me to the nearest restroom. Mind you, it was almost midnight at this point in downtown Denver. So finding a public restroom was not an easy task. Well, we finally pull up to a Burger King, and of course, only the drive-thru is open. So we go through the drive-thru and beg this employee who barely spoke English to let me in and use the bathroom. He wouldn't budge, so by this point, the shit is already coming out of me, whether I want it to or not. There's a river down by a small hill right next to Burger King. I proceed to sprint down the hill, and while doing it, it just so happens in my brand new True Religion jeans. By the point I get down to the river, I'm ripping off my jeans that are now covered in shit to wash them off in the river, and the water level was so low I had to get on my stomach in attempt to wash all the shit off my jeans and body the best I could. While I'm trying to reach the water, my jeans slip out of my hand and down the river they go.
Yeah. I was waiting for this thing to get good.
This is a great story. Thank God my cute red top was long enough that I could pull it off as a super slutty short dress.
Yeah, there we go.
At this point, I'm ready to go straight home, but of course my friend wants to go back to the party because the guy she likes is there.
Oh, nice friend.
Wow.
Dude,
covered
I
in
lost my pants. Can we just go home? Oh, fuck. Get rid of that friend.
Just covered in shit, like loser.
No, I want to go back because that guy's cute. We'd be like, go fuck yourself. Go back.
And she's all wet in a fucking dress that's like almost too short to be a dress.
Nice friend.
Shirt too short to be a dress. So she goes, so we get some wet naps from the drive-thru and go back to the party in my soaking wet, slutty red dress. I make up a lie that I ripped my jeans so I don't look like a total skank showing back up to this party with no pants on. Needless to say, it fucking sucked and I was mortified. That's an amazing story, Lauren.
That is good.
That's a 10 out of 10. I approve of that story.
You know what, though?
That is worst first approved.
Her friend gets a fucking...
Yeah, your friend.
Your friend blows.
Your friend is a shithead.
Ill.
This is like, I would be like, fuck you. I don't care if you like a guy. Drop me off.
Yeah.
At my house. So
I can go back.
And then go back and fucking suck his dick.
Yeah, whatever.
Lauren, I hope you got better friends by now because you know what? That guy is a fucking piece. All right. This comes from Clash of Clancy on Instagram. Worst first story. This is the very first time I went skiing. It was a middle school field trip at a place called Hockley Valley. It was a 2-day trip, so we spent the day at the resort, went back home, and then spent the next day at the resort. I spent the first whole day trying to get off the teddy bear hill and was so frustrated that I couldn't. I went home and watched a bunch of skiing videos so that I could pass the test at the beginning of the second day and spend the full second day on the boomerang hill. So that's what happened. I went back the next day and passed the test right away. I got the pass to go on the B-level hill, but obviously after 2 times going down that hill, it wasn't enough. I had to have it all. So there was an X-rated hill that goes off from the side of the B hill that you can access. So obviously me and my buddies decided that's what we needed to do halfway through the day, even though we just learned how to ski. There were 4 obstacles, 3 platforms, and a rail. Somehow, some way, I made it through the first 3 obstacles. And as soon as I try to jump and turn my skis to the side to grind on the last rail, I slip right off, smash my fucking nose on the rail, break it in half. Blood is now gushing everywhere out of my nose. And I realize after about 10 minutes, I gotta tell someone because I'm bleeding out of my face. Long story short, I skied down the hill. I went to my teacher and spent the rest of the day she had to go to the nurse. I broke my nose. I had 2 big black eyes. And the funny thing about the story is this is the first time I've broken my nose and not the last. To this day, I've broken my nose 7 times.
Whoa.
Jesus. I wonder what her nose looks like. Let's see. Does she have any pictures? Oh, it's a guy. You can't really tell. His nose looks good. For breaking it 7 times, Clash of Clancy. It looks like maybe he got it fixed. Anyway, that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck that. A first time skiing. I'm going to go down the X Games hill. Who does that?
I don't know. A fucking guy.
I would never.
A guy does that. There's no chick that would do that.
I would never do this.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a short one.
Was he trying to impress somebody?
Probably. That's what guys
There's probably
usually...
some chick he was skiing with. Yeah.
But imagine breaking your nose so hard that it like broke in half and it's bleeding all over. Like, fuck. That would be so scary.
That's gnarly.
Like
when both of your eyes
are black,
you broke the fuck out of your nose.
That's a bad break. Yeah. Okay, so this is from Chloe JXOXO on Instagram. She says, this is a short one. She says, I dated a guy when I was only 14. Oh boy. Who used to masturbate while watching me poop. Okay. Wait.
No, let's go.
No, wait.
For like on a worse tip, that's pretty.
You're doing that, but you can't even hear me fart.
I know, but just as a listener, I'm like, oh, okay, this is fucking.
Ew.
No, but
it's weird.
Worst first.
It's fucking weird.
It's nice. It's worse.
She said, worst feeling ever. I felt so violated on a whole new level. He used to beg her to do it. That's also one of the first times I've had a sexual encounter with a boy. He was 17. There's your worst first. Ew. That guy's probably into some crazy shit now.
But by now, depending on when that was,
dude,
he's probably like fucking pigeons in a God knows.
Dude, he's probably into like that horse porn. Like where horses fuck guys in the fucking ass.
No, this guy's on some other level. This is jerking off to
while girls shitting.
taking the shit. He's probably, you know what?
He probably likes getting pooped on.
I'll bet you he has a lot of glass tables in his house. Laying underneath them and just having, chicks just squat over the table.
Dude, that's so nasty.
So or he's just going hardcore, just letting, by now, just
all over his face.
Just shit in his mouth.
Maybe he's eating it.
Yeah, I think that's probably where that guy is. If he's doing that at 17.
At 17, jerking off to girls shitting. Yeah. How do you even have that conversation? Like, hey, do you have to take a shit?
Oh, can I fucking just...
Do you mind if I just fucking...
rip one out right here?
What the fuck?
While you're ripping one out, I rip one out?
I would be so embarrassed.
Fuck.
I would be like, no. Okay, that was pretty gross, especially for a short one.
Yeah, good job.
Sorry that happened to you, dude. Yeah. Okay, this next one comes from Rock and Roll Will Never Die, 1973.
Oh, boy.
She says, I have a worse submission. So the first time I ever hooked up with a guy online, it was over Snapchat. I had talked to him for about 3 weeks.
So, wait, the first time she hooked up with a guy was what, 4 years ago? When did Snapchat come out?
No, she said the first time I ever hooked up with a guy online.
Oh, but still.
Online.
Snapchat's pretty new.
Yeah, so maybe she's young.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so she says, so the first time I ever hooked up with a guy online, it was over Snapchat. I had talked to him for about 3 weeks before hanging out. I found out he lived in my town, and so I decided we needed to meet. So he was being a clingy dude, like most online dudes are, and saying all this stuff he was going to do when we meet up. I was kind of exhausted with it all. I just wanted some dick. So when we finally meet up, I sneak him into my house. I was a teenager living with my parents, and he had a bag with him that I didn't question. So we have sex, right? It was the worst sex I've ever had or ever will. I didn't even come close to an orgasm. So we get done fucking, even though it barely counted as that, and he grabs the bag he brought and says, "Can I eat my McDonald's now?" What the fuck?
Wow.
What? Didn't even bring her any? And then proceeds.
He didn't even bring her any? Oh
hey, I brought my lunch. Can I have my lunch now? Like, what is this, a school field trip? Like, I just got done fucking you. Can I have my snacks?
Wow.
So he goes, can I have my McDonald's now? And then proceeds to eat chicken nuggets as I'm laying there in the darkness with my vagina out, regretting my life decisions.
You should be.
I therefore changed his name in my phone to Nugget Boy.
Nice.
Nugget Boy.
Nugget Boy.
She said, the sound of someone eating chicken nuggets haunts me to this day. Oh my God. Wow, okay, dude. This next one is from Dakota B on Instagram. She says, first, I'd like to say that your show is the first podcast I've ever listened to. Aw, that's really nice. And then after this episode, she's like, and it will be the first I've ever unsubscribed to. So, okay, she goes, I love your podcast because there's a worse first for almost every situation. She goes, here's mine. I was 17 and I went with my best friend. We decided to get no regrets tattoos with a little heart. A tattoo that would say no regrets with a little heart. My friend was putting it on her hip, and of course I didn't want to copy her, so I thought, where can I put this cool tattoo that my parents won't see? So I decide to put it over my pussy, like right front, top, and center. Oh my God. Can you imagine pulling a girl's pants down? It says no regrets.
No.
What would you do? I mean, it's kind of, I guess, no regrets.
Pants back on.
Okay, so.
You know what? And hopefully it was spelled right.
Oh my God, ragrats with R-A-G-R-A-T.
No ragrats.
Like that guy, like that hillbilly that has a tattoo.
Yeah.
So she goes,
who has a misspelled Harley Davidson tattoo.
What does it say, like Hartley Davidson?
No, it says Harley David.
Instead of is it?
Sorry, Davidson instead of Davidson.
Like with a T?
Yes.
Oh my God, Harley Davidson.
Fucking moron.
Okay, so she goes, so I decided to get no regrets front and center on my puss.
It says no rugrats.
Oh my God, I'm dead. I did not think anything of this until I went to college and started hooking up with people. guys would be like, ooh, no regrets, huh? And I became the punchline of a really bad joke all around campus. Honestly, nothing would dry a girl up faster than that. Since then, I've started to cover it up as kind of a personal transformation piece. And as I'm not the same person that got that tattoo. As bad as it was, I will never forget the memory because a year after I got that tattoo, my friend passed away, but it's still a funny tattoo story. Aw, that's kind of sad.
Well, so what, she covered it up?
She said she's in the process of covering it up.
Oh, well, before you cover it up, think about some spelling changes that you could work. Think about that for a second.
Or just put like a big flower over it or something.
Yeah, but just, if you're creative, you could probably fix that so it says something cool.
No regrets? What could that be?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I love you. She just gets a portrait of her friend's face.
No, it just says like no cigarettes.
Oh, no cigarettes.
I don't know.
Oh my God, I'm
But
dead.
I'm just saying.
With like a tattoo of like a cigarette coming out of her pussy. Like her pussy smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, something fucked up.
I'm dead. I love you. Did you ever fuck a girl with a pussy tattoo?
Like what? Like on the...
Yeah, on the puss.
Like on the pussy?
Yeah.
No.
Never?
Ew.
Well, I mean, I thought some girls had tattoos.
Oh, like right above it or
yeah,
on
like
it?
right on the puss.
Oh.
Like
no,
right above
I can't
it.
remember.
No?
I don't
Never?
think so.
Wow. Surprising.
No.
Surprising for you. Okay, this is from With Love, Ina. She said, this is my worst first date. This is a quick one. She says, our first date, this guy told me that he had a surprise for me. Well, surprise, surprise, wasn't quite in for this one. He ended up taking me to a funeral of someone I didn't know. It was his plan all along. I wasn't dressed appropriately. And then after the funeral, we went to tea with his mom. Never again. What the fuck? What? Okay. Who fucking takes you to a funeral? Hey, ready for the date?
That's some Harold and Maude shit. Like, that's some just weird shit.
That's fucking weird as shit. Like, what would you do? And then tea with the mom already? After the funeral?
Yeah, so,
tell us about what you thought of the corpse. Weird.
Yeah. Whoa, dude.
That was fucking weird. Okay, we're almost at an hour, guys. I'm going to do a couple more, and then we got to get out of here because Tommy's making me dinner tonight.
Yeah.
We've been making, by the way, amazing quarantine dinners, haven't we? We have. Yes, we had tilapia with asparagus last night and pastina, which was amazing. You're making ribs tonight with Brussels sprouts and
French fries.
Homemade French fries. Guys, get you a husband that can cook. It's fucking rad. I'll tell you that. I don't do anything around here. What do? I clean them. I clean.
Yeah, no, you make some fucking dope shit.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, I love you. He's so nice to me. Okay, so here's another one. Are we ready? She said, this is my worst first MDMA experience. I've also never done MDMA.
Whoa.
That's just ecstasy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She says, this is from Malls Percy. Wow, even her name is Malls.
Whoa, dude.
She said, it was a super casual summer day, and I agreed to meet a few of my friends to drink beer at the top of this car park where we used to hang out. It was the end of our GCSES, I don't know what that is, and we were all 16 and ready to go to college. One of my friends pulls out a bag of MDMA. I had no clue what it was and didn't think much of it until they poured it into a water bottle and started to drink it. I asked them what it was, and they told me it was MDMA. So being naive, I took a huge glug and in the space of 20 minutes, I projectile vomited all over someone's parked car and convinced myself that we were all trapped on my roof, even though we were standing on the ground.
Oh, wow. That doesn't sound like MDMA,
That
dude.
sounds like something else.
Take acid?
Yeah, that sounds weird. My friends walked me down
MDMA, she'd just be like, hugging a tree or like rubbing lotion.
Yeah.
Like it's not
all lovey and shit.
Yeah, it's not one of those. You're not tripping.
Yeah, this sounds really bad, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So she says, I projectile vomited all over someone's parked car and convinced myself that we were stuck on my roof. My friends end up walking me down the car park, and I had to stop every 5 minutes to puke. Then the security guard of the car park comes over, and they told him I was drunk and needed to go home. Next thing I know, I'm sitting in a huge field in a park, and my brain switches to the most amazing time ever. We made friends with this woman who was walking 5 dogs, and I convinced myself that these dogs were angels.
Yeah, now the fucking the ecstasy or MDMA is kicking in.
Maybe she just took too much of it.
Yeah, it probably sounds like it came on too hard and fucking. Bleh.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. This last one that I'm going to read because my back is starting to hurt. We need to get like better chairs.
Yeah.
This setup is strange. I just make you do podcasts with me the rest of your life.
No.
Why?
Because.
Okay. He agreed to this one, but he might not be on the next one. But I do love your feedback. Guys, leave a comment if Tommy should be on all my podcasts while we're in quarantine.
Don't do that.
You can wear a mask next time.
I'll be the voice from the other side of the camera.
Okay, you're going to sit over there but have the mic?
I'll just like chime in.
Okay. Why do you not like being on camera? You're so handsome.
I don't like to.
Why?
I don't know.
You're so handsome.
Because this is your show. I'm just hanging out.
But you're so handsome. You're so attractive.
Get out of here.
Okay, you get out of here. All right, this is from Brittany.
Okay.
No, Poopy.
I call him Poopy. Isn't that freaking lame?
Poopy.
We call each other poop.
How did we start? We called the dogs.
The poo-poo heads.
Okay, so the dogs, when we first moved in with Tommy, would shit in the house sometimes.
Yeah.
So, you little
Went from
naughty.
shitheads.
They didn't do it anymore.
poop
They don't do it
heads.
anymore, but they did because it was like a new place and they were like getting used to it. They would poop in the house. Tommy was like, "This is disgusting, your little poo-poo head dogs." And then he started calling me poo-poo head.
Yeah.
And then poo-poo head became Poopy.
Yeah.
And then we just started calling each other that.
Poopy.
Poopy.
Yep.
And that's the story of Poopy. All right. So this is from everyone's like, we don't care.
Wait.
All right. This is from Brittany 2997. Hey, Britt.
Sorry. I was trying to get a beat out of that, but you can't really get a beat out of it. Doesn't work.
All right. Well,
I'm going to fill this with some dope samples
can
for
you?
you. Yeah, so we can fucking make beats and shit.
okay. So my podcast just turned into like a beat studio.
Totally.
Okay,
I'll just sit here. Okay, if I'm going to be on, I'm going to just make beats.
Okay.
And then while you talk in the background, it'll be like...
That sounds good. I like that. Yeah. So no one can hear what I'm saying. That sounds good.
Okay, go ahead.
I love it. This is from Brittany 2997.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to kill you.
Okay, go.
Okay, this is from
I love
Brittany
buttons.
2997 on Instagram. She says, "Hey Britt, big fan of you. Some words might be quite straightforward, but I don't know any other way to describe it. Anyway, this is one of my worst first stories. It would be when me and one of my exes first had sex. Well, it was one of my worst times. We'd been going at it for an hour and a half already, and every 30 seconds he would be like, almost there. Long story short, it ended up being like 3 hours of lovemaking.
He was on cocaine.
Who fucks for that long?
When you're doing cocaine, you just keep fucking forever.
Unless you're Sting, who has tantric sex.
Sting. Oh.
That's sex that he's like, I have sex for 15 hours.
Yeah, okay, dude.
I know, right? Like, if the guy doesn't come like within like 15 minutes, I'm offended.
Yeah, it's like, what's wrong?
I'm like, am I ugly? Like, is my pussy smell like fish? Like, what's happening? Did I have shit on my asshole? Like, what's going on? Like, something's wrong. Okay, so she goes, ended up taking 3 hours.
Coke.
And no one ended up getting off. He didn't come. I didn't come. He could never come when we had sex, so sex was super boring, and he would always blame me for him not being able to come, and was blaming condoms as well. I was like, it's not my fault.
Those do suck.
Yeah, I agreed.
But still.
But be safe, guys. Get on the pill or fucking, I don't know. Just make sure you get tested together before you have sex. I was like, it's not my fault. I'm doing everything I can to help you, but it's just not working. I've honestly never heard of someone who isn't able to get off when you're helping them or when you're having sex. It was the worst experience with my ex I've ever had. Well, good thing he's your ex. Okay, I'm actually going to do one more because that was a really short one, and that's not like a worst. I mean, I guess it is a worst because the guy can't come. That's pretty shitty.
Yeah, in 3 hours?
For 3 hours. My pussy would be bleeding.
I know,
I'd be like, I'm done. Don't ever talk to me again. I can't do this.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Alana Setshell on Instagram. She says, Worst first, losing my virginity. I was seeing this older guy and decided to be cool and he would like me more if I slept with him. Is that true? Do you guys like girls more after you sleep with them?
That's not necessarily true.
Unless you're like you're really good, it is, right?
Oh yeah, it feels good. Yeah, feels bad, and we like, oh.
Yeah. So she goes, there was a party happening, and for some reason, I decided that was the time to do it. I begged my parents to let me go, and they finally told me yes, but only for a couple hours. I got my hands on a 26 of watermelon Smirnoff. I decided with my teenage mind that if I chugged the whole thing right now, I would be sober by the time my parents came to pick me up. Super good idea. Well, I got wasted and decided that would be a great time for me to tell him I wanted to have sex. I don't even remember it, which shows you how nice the guy was that I was with. And to top it all off, he left me passed out in my driveway where my parents found me, where I'd also pissed my pants. Makes it much more dignified. Such a fucking mess. What a douche.
Wow.
Fucks you and then leaves you in the driveway and you piss yourself.
Wow.
Alana, what the fuck happened?
Can you imagine picking up your daughter and going like,
no.
What in the fuck did you do?
This is another reason why I could never have kids, because like if they start doing shit like this, I would just lose my mind.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're your little babies, and then all of a sudden they're in your driveway with their pants at their ankles and they piss themselves.
Yeah, I'd be on the news that night.
You could never have a daughter.
No, I'd be on the news.
We talked about it.
Show me going in handcuffs for murder.
We talked about it, remember?
Yeah.
You were like, if I couldn't, because if I ever had one,
yeah,
I would kill someone.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
They got fucked by someone or hurt or whatever, like that would be it.
Yeah.
Or if they tried to wear like a slutty outfit, you know, that would be it.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I want to read one more.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. This comes from Rachel Rose. Rachel Rochelle Rose on Instagram. She says, worst first date ever. I gone through a horrible breakup that left me feeling...
Go ahead. Just like a little background.
No, I don't want this music playing.
Okay, go.
Okay. She said, worst first date ever. I'd gone through a horrible breakup that left me feeling crazy and lonely. I was 21 and going through hairdressing school when I decided to take a job at a Juicy Couture outlet. When I decided to take a job at a Juicy Couture outlet. I'm going to fucking kill you. You're like a 7-year-old.
I'm doing this intentionally so that I'm never invited back.
Stop. Okay, can we hear Rochelle's story and then we'll be done and we'll go have dinner?
Yeah.
The longer you make this go, the longer the podcast is going to go. Little Tommy boy, my little baby Tommy, my little ADHD Tommy. Okay, this is from Rochelle Rose. Worst first date ever. I'd gone through a horrible breakup that left me feeling crazy and lonely. I was 21, going through hairdressing school when I decided to take a job at a Juicy Couture outlet. Yep, that existed. Oh my God, I remember when everyone wore those juicy pants when they said juicy on the ass. Remember that?
Juicy.
One day I was explaining my heartbreak to my manager and she insisted that she had the perfect guy for me. She even went as far to say that I reminded her of him. She showed me a picture and to my surprise, he wasn't half bad. He was her longtime boyfriend's best friend, so we decided to go on a double date. Cool. I spent the full day getting ready. Honestly, I was 21 and after dating someone I knew from high school for years, this was legitimately my first real date. So with my full head of hair extensions, my tightest jeans, and my half a pint of cheap vodka in my clutch, woo, she carries it with her, I arrived at the bowling alley where I was going to meet this perfect match of mine. He was waiting in the doorway of this rundown bowling alley with a single red rose. Strike one. She writes strike one. That is pretty fucking lame. I mean, it's kind of nice, but it's also lame. Strike two was that he looked absolutely nothing like the picture my manager showed me, and he was about 5'1" in his high top Osiris skate shoes. Oh my God, remember Osiris skate shoes?
Nope. Never heard of them.
I was a good sport and honestly at this point already buzzed, so I decided to go along with this shorty. We started bowling and I sucked. The dude was screaming at me every time I missed a pin and getting increasingly angrier with every turn. I had enough. I called my friend from the bathroom and said, pretend you need me and come get me ASAP. Classic move. I tell everyone I had to go because my friend's in a crisis and I wait for her in the parking lot. He insists on waiting with me. Jesus, dude, but fine. I see a car approaching and I'm like, okay, that's my friend. Nice meeting you. Thanks for the rose. And I walk towards the car as it turns into a spot. Not my friend. The awkwardness was just too much. So I said, I'm just going to walk ahead and wait for her. As I'm walking away, I hear his car revving up.
No.
And down the parking lot looking for me.
He's being a gentleman. Didn't want her walking around by herself.
Yeah, I'm frantically calling my friend saying, please hurry. I'm hiding in the bushes nearby. She acts like he's like trying to kill her.
Oh my God. He's just being a gentleman.
Yeah, she eventually gets me. I'm freaking out. I try to forget about it as best I can until my next shift. I show up at work and I'm kind of like, dude, what the fuck? My manager goes, I'm sorry, I didn't mention that he was in a car accident a few years ago and has severe brain damage.
Oh, thanks for leaving that out.
Why am I laughing at that? It's horrible. So not only did I have the worst date of my life, my manager at some shitty job thought me and some dude with brain damage were the perfect fit. Hey, I got a great guy for you. He's missing half of his frontal lobe, but man, what a gentleman.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm dying. That's funny. I got the perfect. Can you imagine? Like one of your guy friends hooking up with a girl and she has wild brain damage and she can. Thank you, Rochelle Rose. That was really good. She said, I listen to your podcast religiously every week and sometimes I repeat episodes. I so look forward to it as it's an hour of peace and laughter in my life. Thank you. Thank you, Rochelle. And thank you to everyone who's written in on this podcast. And thank you to my husband because he told me in this quarantine he would join me on an episode. And so thank you, honey. I love you.
You're welcome. I love you. Mwah.
I love you so much. And thanks, Nina Dewena. And thanks, everybody, for listening. We will catch you next week on a new episode of Worst First from the Quarantine Bunker. Bye.
Yeah.